Hello everyone, I am Johan Morales. I am studying in Poly International Trade at La Salle Noroeste University. Uh, Currently in the seventh semester for this for the subject of competent English. I am going to introduce the great company Starbucks. We will talk about the mission, vision, founder, history, how it was constituted, and a lot of things. Before you begin, it's to know what the information shared here was being monthly taken from the partial of totally from the official Starbucks size. Before talking about a bit of history, we will know what is the mission and vision for the founder and the company. The mission for Starbucks it's to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. On the other side, the vision of the company, its position itself as the world leading supplier of fine coffees, without ever compromising its principle and provide its consumer and partner with inspiring experience that enrich their days. Experience that enrich their days. Very intense. I talk about the logo and why they choose it. In the words of the founder, they share it. Sorry. When looking for a logo for Starbucks in 1971, we wanted to capture the sailing tradition of the early coffee merchants. Very intensive. That fish merman with bare breasts and looking like something of a ruin painting. Why? Because was supposed to be as seductive as the coffee itself. The next topic it's about the history. We are in 1971 with various social economic changes thanks to the last year of the Vietnam War, with the birth of various business that would eventually become an authentic international industries in United States. One of those business was Starbucks, a small place that opened its doors in Seattle in 1971, thanks to the enthusiasm of its three partners, of which we will address everyone individual. The English teacher Yuri Belwin, the history teacher Seb Segel, and the writer Gordon Viewer. Starbucks was an idea that was born thanks to the dreams inspiration of the three founder by the coffee entrepreneur Alfred Pitt, the same man who used the American to consume coffee in a cup inside of a can. Uh, Very interesting for my opinion. In fact, it was Alfred himself who taught Jerry, Seb, and the Gordon here roasting style before opening the first store Starbucks in the Seattle. The first years passes for Starbucks, a business that grew little by little until in had four store. It will be 11 years later that in 1982 the company should incorporate Howard Schultz, a great man, a great leader, Howard Schultz, a man who came to change things. In just 5 years later, Howard new business already have a small network of three establishments, and it was the decided to risk his capital by buying the business of his former bosses, Starbucks. After the leader Howard assumed full control of the company, Starbucks' growth was exponential. By 1990, the business already had 84 store, and the 1992, that year also coincided with its incorporate in the stock market. Sorry. When the United States was conquered, the next step was to get out. So in 1996, the first Starbucks was opening in Tokyo. Only 2 years later, the company decided to take a big step toward internationalization by acquiring the English chain Seattle Coffee Company, which was a time had is six, six city 60 store. Of course, it seemed that everything was success or Starbucks, but was in everything there were also a bad decision. One of them was passing through China, the country where the brand opening its first franchise in 1999 in Beijing. In 2000, Starbucks opened a new establishment, this time in the Forbidden City, a fact that provoked protest and insults for the appropriate and American icon to be the middle of lacquer place for China culture. This causes the establishment to close, but farm for interacting the brand. It's one on a perception that will serve to expansion. A curious fact for me is that after that incident, Starbucks today has 3,300 stores in the China, and the ambitious plan has already been announced and double the number of coffee shop to reach 6,000 in 2022. History of current Starbucks owner in the actuality Howard Schultz, taking data for his biography. Howard Schultz rising a bosom of a poor family in Brooklyn, New York. It's American businessman, sorry, president and a CEO of Starbucks Coffee, a company appreciated with a particular business philosophy that is was has more than 10,000 establishments around the world. He's known for this position as the CEO of the Starbucks company from 1986 to 2000, and again from 2008. It's owner for the Seattle Supersonic and was member of the board of directors of Square. In 1998, Schultz co-founded group investment firm Maberon with Don Levittown. Forbes named him in 1916 the richest person in United States with a net worth of 3.1 billion at the April to 2070. The current CEO in the quality is Kevin Eric Johnson. It's an American businessman and software engineer who was being the president and the chief executive officer of Starbucks Coffee since 2070, succeeding Howard Schultz as CEO. Johnson previously served as the company president and chief operating officer for 2070 and 2017. The philosophy and they are creating a culture of warmth and belonging where everyone is welcome, acting with courage, challenging the status quo, being present, connecting with the transparent dignity and respect. Another point take delivering our very best and in our world we do, holding ourselves accountable for result results. We are performance driven through the lens of the humanity. Have a cultural inclusion. Starbucks in the all letters, we are committed to upholding a culture where inclusion, diversity, equity, and accessibility are valued and respected. Your entire experience, starting with your application, is designed to be the beginning of an inspiration journey where you are dear, warmly, and with transparent dignity and respect. Very interesting, talking about a little history of Starbucks in word of the foundators opportunity of all. Eh, in the equality, Starbucks has and will always look to create opportunity for our partner and consumer in the community we serve. Uh, our goals are focused in hiring more opportunity, young, refugees, veteran, and military supposed to date. We have hired over 25,000 veteran and military supposed and look they hired 5,000 more each years. It shares the sustainable coffee. Starbucks coffee is verified 15 90% ethical sourcer. We are working with our industrial leader to make coffee the first sustainable agriculture product. We will plan to invest in trading and financing for coffee farmer and provide a fine 100 million coffee trees by 2025. Greener Retail, Starbucks is building and operating stores with an aim to minimize our environment footprint with ambition goal for 2020 and beyond. The plan is to build and operate 10,000 greener retail store, improve the recyclability of our cup, and invest in 100% renewable energy. Mm, products or servers. Starbucks has bulked up in menu to 255 items like hot coffee, hot teas, hot drinks, frappuccino blended, beverage, cold coffee, and coffee Italy. The future goal of Starbucks has a bold inspiration to be resource positive company to take less and give more to the planet in every aspect of the business, include coffee. Mm, in the future, Starbucks purchase coffee from more than five 500,000 a farmer in 30 countries around the world and is committed to sustainable future to coffee. Mm, Starbucks serves to protect the resilience of the supply chain, the people that make it possible, and the planet we all share. Starbucks sell all to achieve a carbon neutral green coffee and conserve water using a green coffee processing by 5 50% by 2030. Starbucks has a market rocket on achieving its sustainable goal. It meet its 2050 daily to purchase enough renewable energy to power at its company operate location in USA and Canada. But in 2008, it's also set out to serve 25% of this drink is reduced container by 2050. Mm, a few years after it set that self-imposed deadline, Starbucks dropped that goal to 5%. By the 2080, it served just a 1.3% of the drink in personal reusable cup. This, despite it, they call a long effort to get its customer to switch. If this history is any indication, meeting some of their new goals is going to be challenge, especially mm, when the big critic, the example of this critic is sorry, the market strategy, some of the methods Starbucks has used to expand and maintain their dominant market position, including winning our competitors, least internationally operating a loss, clustering several locations in a small geographically area. For example, saturating the market. Another thing, it's a labor disputes. Starbucks workers in a seven store have joined the Industrial Worker of the World, the IWW, as the Starbucks Worker Union since 2004. In line with the Starbucks Junior press release, since then the union membership has begun expanding to Chicago and Maryland, in addition to New York City, where the movement originated. Yeah, another critic is a opening without planning permission. Starbucks has been accused by local authorities. Uh, Opened several stores in UK in retail premises without the planning permission for a change of use to restaurant. Starbucks has argued that under current planning law, there is no official classification of coffee shop. Mm, Starbucks therefore encounters difficult scenario whereby local authorities interpret the guidance in different way. Mm, Suppliers, Starbucks stock analyzing 4K supplier, its Regency Center, Fish Capital Rallet, Tagging Cayman Island, Holding Corp, Ding Foods. The global percent the Starbucks in the world is if Starbucks International footprint had expanded to 34 use market in 1996. This market, the American, which include Canada, Latin America, in USA, China, and Asia Pacific, and the Middle East and Africa. The domestic market still represent more than half of all Starbucks store. Uh, California, the next topic are top countries for Starbucks to expand their operation. Although there is worldwide growth potential, as is where Starbucks has expanded most, so we will analysis by three countries in Asia. For example, China is the most populous country in the world with 1.39 billion people, and it's a middle class. It project to double in coming years. Uh, it's a good market for the company. Mm, they have a GDP of 20.5 US dollar, the second highest in the world, and they score high on the business sorry performance index. For every store there are a 5,526 thousand people, making China is a good country for the Starbucks. Expand in second is India. India is the second most populated country in the world with 1.35 billion people and GDP of 9.6. They have a younger population and largest middle class in the world. They also score a high business performance index. It's good market for the for the market. The Starbucks. For every Starbucks store, there are 1 million people thus making it's a country that with a potential to expand. In third place is Indonesia. Indonesia has a population of 270 million people and GDP of 3.3. Starbucks brand recognizing is strong in Indonesia and consumers don't mind paying high price for it. Indonesia produce high quality beans that Starbucks buys buy at a premium price. For every Starbucks store, there are 1.02 million people. This factoring the great expansion potential in Indonesia. Mm, Starbucks international expansion strategy of Starbucks is also using three approach which wholly owned subsidiaries, joint venture and license. The licensing procedures is used when Starbucks wants quick expansion in a particular country. Starbucks uses a joint venture strategy in order to initiate its business practice to the local market. Wholly owned subsidiary technique is used when Starbucks has the market knowledge of the market it's operating in, for example, the USA and Canada market. Another question is why did Starbucks expand internationally? Starbucks focus on increasing its proportion of stores that generate higher profit margins, sorry, will incrementally increase its profit and cash flow over time. As a bonus, international market are recovery faster from the coronavirus pandemic than its domestic market. Hmm, what is the secret of Starbucks strategy? Starbucks strategy for success eh, is to offer a customer the Starbucks experience, which means superior uh, um, customer service or community experience based on the Italian cafe model. Uh, a friendly ambience in its store and its empowered customer to drive change. Uh, as some objectives, it's our coffee. It has always been and will always be about quality. We're passionate about ethically sourcing the finest coffee beans, roasting them with great care, and improving the life of people who go around them. We care deeply about all of this. Our work is never done. Another topic are our partners. We are called partners because it is not just a job, it's our passion. Together we embrace diversity to create a place where each of us can be ourselves. We always treat each other with respect and dignity, and we will each other to that standard or customer. When we are fully in, engaged, when we are fully engaged, we connect with along with and uplift the life of our customer. Even if you for a few minutes, Sure, it's a start with the promise of perfectly made beverage, but our work was far beyond that. It's really about human connection. Mm, the next topic are our stores. When our store feel this sense of belonging, our store become a heaven, a break-in from the worries outside, a place where you can meet with friends. It's about enjoyment at the speed of life. Sometimes slow and separate something faster. Mm, always full of humanity. Compet- competitors. The following are the top Starbucks competitors alternative. Our example are Dunkin' Donuts, McCafe, Tim Horton, Peet's Coffee, McDonald's, Lavazza, uh, Young China, Cafe Coffee Day in Mexico, like Cafenio. It's a it's a company local. Another question is how Starbucks beat competitors. Products differentiation is the core of Starbucks strategy to gain a sustained competitive advantage. Starbucks offer such differentiation through an excellent customer experience and quality coffee. Sorry, this Starbucks experience, it's a Edgeben's route. It's well designed store with good embassy and well trained staff. Mm, the French, a nice topic. Starbucks do not offer French, so it's impossible to buy. Sorry, a Starbucks franchise in the United States. However, you can apply to buy a Starbucks license store, and the average cost of a Starbucks store is US dollar 3,000 thousand 350,000. Also, why Starbucks does not offer franchise is because Howard Schultz, the CEO of Starbucks, how long resisted the franchising business model to maintain control over the Starbucks brand, quality of the beverage and the culture. Therefore, there is no hope for getting a Starbucks franchise. This is the cause the yeah the cause of buying a Starbucks license store. Average cost of opening one Starbucks license store is a three hundred 350,000. The company has about a 500 pardon, 4,000 license. Uh, but but uh, but it's a little bit for the quality of this product. Only about one in five store in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa are company around. In Asia, for example, where Starbucks is currently looking for a growth, a little less than how our company operate. Mm, the next topic is vertical integration. Starbucks used a vertical integration supply chain, which means that the company is involved in every step of its supply chain process, all the way from the coffee bean to the cup of coffee sold the customer. Mm, I can I will uh, explain the is WOT analysis. A strain of Starbucks, wide range of coffee products sold through the company retail operation, research and development capability leverage to stranger product portfolio, operation in more than 50 country and relationship with established player. It's a Kraft, PepsiCo, the Grain Grand Ice Cream. Another strength, it's a global coffee brand built up upon a reputation for fine products and service. Mm, the organization has a strong ethical value, a commitment to environment, and have a community activist. Another strength is a Starbucks store offer a wide choice of regular, discaffeinated coffee, beverage, a broad selection of Italy style espresso beverage, cold blended beverage, a shaken refreshment, be- beverage, a selection of premium teas, and distinctively packaged roaster. Wolving coffee in about on the international markets. Mm, the next is weaknesses. Product recalled by Starbucks a fair margin and brand's image. The organization has a strong presence in United States of America with more than three-quarter of its coffee locally in domestic market. Starbucks has a reputation for new product development and creativity. However, they remain vulnerable to the possibility that their innovation may falter over time. Product acceptance will come to a halt, eventually allowing growth. Mm, Higher coffee price compared to the competitors. Another thing is downward turn in a company in an economy. Sorry, people being more consistent of their spending habits and grabbing the less expensive option. Starbucks not became the one. Yeah. The next of the quadrant is opportunities. Cost reduction in activities such as a rationality of global retail network to improve margin. Entry into the European ready-to-drink coffee sector and tie up with Arla Foods. Mm, Introduce of Starbucks via Coffee Essence in Japan. A stable credit rating, strengthening stakeholder confidence. The company in fee K 2009 enacted a cost reduction program to improve its margin through rationalizing its global store portfolio. Finally, the truths increased minimum wage affect operating margin, decreasing spending negatively impact margin. Increasing health consciousness among American could reduce demand. Continuing trade in the coffee computer in the recent time labor market increased over time. Government minded increase in median wage and a higher proportion of full-time employees have resulted in increasing in labor costs. We call material impact to companies operating margins. Yeah, and this is the SWOT or SWOT analytic. What does Starbucks sell us? Starbucks simply sells sensation, emotion, experience. If you read it's the strategy of this firm, it bases on sensory marketing of the senses or also called experience marketing very intensive. In any case, what is the Starbucks goals? The main objective of the chain is that client feels comfortable. There is a third place between work and home. Uh, with all its the Starbucks tries to create a space in which its consumer can chat quietly, read or connect to internet while enjoying one of the best coffee in the world. Better intensives the marketing experience of Starbucks. In any case, what value does Starbucks create? for its customers. Uh, Starbucks value propositions aims to generate products with a high quality standard and consumer tastes in a unique environment that manages to generate long-term ties with the customer. The company seeks above all differentiation based on the following attributes, focusing its operation of the consumer. Uh, Consequently, how the Starbucks consumer retain their customer. For example, labeling your coffee cup with your name provides a fundamental step in the consumer loyalty. The simple fact that you are called by your name when you receive your product in the store make you feel familiar and close the product you buy. The consumer at Starbucks is treated like a member of the family. Yeah, very intensive. Rises productive. It's a one of biggest concern of the company. However, getting better results in the shortest time possible it's still headache for many managers. In this case, Starbucks management in their quest for exceptional performance. Unlike owner store, the chain created by Howard Schultz in 1987 is characterized by providing a unique experience in the which customer find a pleasant, modern, and warm environment. It is not a place where you only go to the coffee, but it was become to meeting place of choice for many people around the planet. Starbucks has been so successful that David Russo, president and CEO of Inner Rivers Associations Inc., explaining in his book some of the case they have that have allowed it to become the largest coffee franchise in the world with about 18,000 stores around 50 countries. If acute focus on the Starbucks experience, put the consumer at the center of everything they do. That is the case. That is why they ensure that, regardless of the area, all employers work to provide the unique attention to each client. In this way, they achieve a differentiation from the competition, which translates into a relationship of loyalty and exclusivity with their consumer. Encourage responsibility. Starbucks seek that is employees not only fulfill the function and the task of their position, they must also accountable, which implies accepting mistakes, delegating takes, recognize achievement, and manage solution effectively, regardless of his role or the area in which he works. The employees understand those not work in a company, but it's an essential part of it. In the website, I talk about the internal trading. It's lending chain. The coffee market has a permanent training system in which its active staff is responsible for teaching the methods of preparing coffee and transmitting corporate value to new employees. On the one hand, these create collaborating synergies, strangers, the bond of trust and ensure a culture based in a good practice. practice. Promote an open culture. The people who work for Starbucks deserve all respect and dignity. They deserve to be heard and treated with a high degree of responsibility. Say the company establishing international culture in which employees feel free to propose projects and take risks without fear or war related penalties that will lead to dismissal. It's key to promoting creativity and innovation. Sorry. The next topic for Starbucks is smile. Why smile? In addition to the atmosphere and the many options that consumers have to buy coffee, there is another trait that's mistake Starbucks high a performance company. The cheerful, charismatic service of its employee. It's a cause of satisfaction of each of your consumer. Is the key to success for Starbucks member, as this ensures they will return again for Starbucks. Sorry, this separate case may not be surprising. However, when they are put into practice together, they ensure the creation of organization culture in which the potential of the employees is development. Other personal service is providing the will customer loyalty and the promotes competing and indispensable value for the company DNA. And this topic and the next topic are, what does Starbucks sell us? Starbucks simply sells sensation, emotion, experience. If you read it's the strategy of this firm, it bases on sensory marketing of the senses or also called experience marketing very intensive. In any case, what is the Starbucks goals? The main objective of the chain is that client feels comfortable. There is a third place between work and home. Uh, with all its the Starbucks tries to create a space in which its consumer can chat quietly, read or connect to internet while enjoying one of the best coffee in the world. Better intensives the marketing experience of Starbucks. In any case, what value does Starbucks create for its customers? Uh, Starbucks value propositions aims to generate products with a high quality standard and consumer tastes in a unique environment that manages to generate long-term ties with the customer. The company seeks above all differentiation based on the following attributes, focusing its operation of the consumer. Uh, Consequently, how the Starbucks consumer retain their customer. For example, labeling your coffee cup with your name provides a fundamental step in the consumer loyalty. The simple fact that you are called by your name when you receive your product in the store make you feel familiar and close the product you buy. The consumer at Starbucks is treated like a member of the family. Yeah, very intensive. Rises productive. It's a one of biggest concern of the company. However, getting better results in the shortest time possible it's still headache for many managers. In this case, Starbucks manage management in their quest for exceptional performance. Unlike Owner Store, the chain created by Howard Schultz in 1987 is characterized by providing a unique experience in the which customer find a pleasant, modern, and warm environment. It is now a place where you only go to the coffee, but it's what's become to meeting place of choice for many people around the planet. Starbucks has been so successful that David Russo, president and CEO of Inno Rivers Associations Inc., explaining in his book some of the case they have that have allowed it to become the largest coffee franchise in the world with about 18,000 stores around 50 countries. If acute focus on the Starbucks experience, put the consumer at the center of everything they do. That is the case. That is why they ensure that, regardless of the area, all employers work to provide the unique attention to each client. In this way, they achieve a differentiation from the competition, which translates into a relationship of loyalty and exclusivity with their consumer. Encourage responsibility. Starbucks seek that is employees sorry, not only fulfill the function and the task of their position, they must also accountable, which implies accepting mistakes, delegating takes, recognize achievement, and manage solution effectively, regardless of his role or the area in which he works. The employees understand those not work in a company, but it's an essential part of it. In the website, I talk about the internal trading. It's lending chain. The coffee market has a permanent trading system in which its active staff is responsible for teaching the methods of preparing coffee and transmitting corporate belief to new employees. On the one hand, these create collaborating synergies, strangers the bond of trust and ensure a culture based in a good practice. Promote an open culture. The people who work for Starbucks deserve all respect and dignity. They deserve to be heard and treated with a high degree of responsibility. Say the company establishing international culture in which employees feel free to propose projects and take risks without fear or war-related penalties that will lead to dismissal. It's key to promoting creativity and innovation. Sorry. The next topic for Starbucks is smile. Why smile? In addition to the atmosphere and the many options that consumers have to buy coffee, there is another trait that's mistake Starbucks high a performance company. The cheerful, charismatic service of its employee. It's a cause of satisfaction of each of your consumer is the key to success for a Starbucks member, as this ensures they will return again for Starbucks. Sorry, this separate case may not be surprising. However, when they are put in the practice together, they ensure the creation of organization culture in which the potential of the employees is development. Other personal service is providing the will customer loyalty and the promotes competing and indispensable value for the company DNA. And this topic and the next topic are finally, thanks for watching. Thank you for the opportunity to analyze company with value and social committing. Thank you for my teacher. I am as an entrepreneur, knowing this story generates sense that I can also edge it in a some moment. It's very comfortable. In now in the world have person with values and founder with social how do you say uh, yeah with value and social commitments